In the United States, no sport comes close to the popularity of American football. Die-hard fans across the country cannot seem to get enough. Some fans have become so attached to the sport, they've made it their profession. Mike Richmond is an NFL historian.
The NFL is part of American culture. It's really come to that. And you've got the violence, the competition, the athleticism, which just keeps getting better and better, and people love it. They watch these guys on the field and they say, hey, I can't do that stuff, and I am just so amazed at the way they play and the hitting and all of that combined just has really elevated that sport to a unprecedented level of popularity in this country.
So how did the sport get so big? While the NFL has a rich history that stretches back to 1920, Richmond says it was the 1958 NFL Championship game, the first high-profile game to go into overtime, that really put American football in the television spotlight.
And when the television audience saw that game go into overtime, it created like a fascination about professional football. And it created like a marriage between pro football and television.
The Professional Football Researchers Association says football was made for TV. With 4 quarters in a game and just the right amount of breaks for commercials, Association President Mark Ford says it's the ideal combination of sport and entertainment.
Let's go Dolphins! Number 1!
With annual revenue of about $10 billion, the NFL now generates more revenue than the National Basketball Association and National Hockey League combined. Half of the NFL's revenue comes from broadcast rights. By 2027, the NFL projects annual revenue of $25 billion. That's the equivalent of the gross domestic product of countries like Paraguay or Cameroon. Former chief financial officer for the NFL's Denver Broncos, Alan Fears, believes there are more growth opportunities. He spoke to VOA via Skype.
It's going to take a lot of things coming together, and for the teams in the league to be able to exploit all kinds of various revenue streams, and some that probably no one has even conceived of yet. But 10 years ago, who would have thought about smartphones and NFL Network and those kinds of things? So the opportunity is there. It just needs to be acted upon and exploited.
Forbes magazine says the future looks bright for the NFL. Currently, the league's 32 franchises are among the world's 50 most valuable sports teams, making the sky the limit for this lucrative sports enterprise that has become an important part of American culture. Andrew Saba for VOA News, Washington.